Question: what has the claws of an eagle, the wings of a bat, and the face of a human being? I don't know, but it just dropped in for lunch. All remote and rugged places have their legends of strange creatures. Some on 2 legs, some on 4 legs, and some on a pair of wings. And I gotta say, of all the strange stories I've heard coming out of the Mojave, this is one of the weirdest. At the southern tip of Death Valley National Park lies a beautiful range of rugged peaks known as the Owl's Head Mountains. And it was here in 2011 when a woman and her husband, both professional photographers on assignment, were taking pictures. It was nearing the end of the day when the woman, glancing off to her right, saw what she thought was an enormous bird or raptor flying over the boulders of a nearby ridge. Hoping to get a better view, the photographers were disappointed when the animal was seen to glide over a hill and disappear into an adjacent valley. Puzzled but worn out from their long day, and with the sun dropping in the west, the couple decided to return to camp. Having enjoyed a peaceful dinner by the light of their campfire, the tired photographers climbed into their tent and soon fell into a deep sleep. After a few hours, the woman woke up because she heard what she said sounded like a whooshing or flapping noise, followed by the sound of something messing with their cooler. Not sure of what it could be, the couple worked up the nerve to unzip the tent and look out with their flashlights. But what they saw by the light of their dying fire was no ordinary desert predator. It claimed a large dark figure with angry red eyes hissed at them before leaping to the air on 2 huge bat-like wings. The hideous apparition was seen to circle once or twice in the moonlight before heading off into the darkness. After spending a long night terrified the creature might come back, they headed out of the mountains as soon as it was light, not quite sure how to explain what they had seen. But they were not the only ones to report such an animal. A few months later, a man who lived in a cabin several miles away said one night while returning to his remote home, he had seen something similar. While driving down the dirt road, his headlights picked up what he at first thought was an animal eating roadkill at the side of the road. But when he got closer, it stood up and turned around, revealing what he claimed was a demonic female face and the same pair of bat-like wings before leaping to the air and flying away. When he told his wife's family about the creature, the oldest member said that when she was a little girl, people had seen such a being, who they had dubbed the Demon Flyer, and said she was told by her grandmother that the thing was sometimes seen on summer nights, and to never be out alone if it was about. Now, I never heard of the Demon Flyer until a couple years ago. And if you Google it, what you'll come up with is a bunch of stories about a flying reptile being seen by people in, of all places, Papua New Guinea, which is about as far geographically and ecologically as you can get from Death Valley in the Mojave Desert. So what are people seeing? The Mojave Desert is full of flying creatures. So the first candidate would have to be the immense California condor, a huge bird with a wingspan up to 10 feet. But it's clearly a bird, and with its vulture-like head and claws, I don't think anyone could mistake it for a bat-like human female. So what about a bat? We do have many species of bats in the desert, but they are small, inoffensive animals, and though in close-up they might be quite striking, I doubt any of them are going to be out in broad daylight or messing with someone's cooler. A third suspect might be the owl. There are quite a few species of owls in the Mojave, and some are quite large and do hunt for other animals. But again, nothing big enough to be a threat. So what do the original inhabitants of the desert, the Native Americans, say? There is the legend of the Thunderbird, a huge flying creature that appears from time to time, and they have left many carvings and depictions of it throughout the desert. But it is always spoken of as a bird and believed to be a protecting spirit of strength and honor, not a demon-like entity. So too is the owl seen in their myths, and his role is much more interesting. Seen as a stealthy lord of the night, sometimes involved with witchcraft and uncanny abilities, he would seem to be a good possibility for a demon flyer. But it's the white man and his Western ideas of good and evil that seem to be reflected most in the idea of the demon flyer. Winged humans and gargoyles are often depicted in Western theology, many times female, and with all the attributes of our unknown desert creature. Perhaps she does exist, but only in our ingrained cultural fears and beliefs. Like most people, I think I'll have to file this story under "I'll believe it when I see it." But I'm not so sure I want to see it, because like the old lady said, when the demon flyer is flapping around, you don't want to be alone. I'm ML Behrman. This is Mojave Mysteries.